Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Smoke Sammy, and today I will be reading some Am I the Villain posts. There is some construction going on in the unit next to me. They seem to be quiet right now, but hopefully there's no interruptions. So I'm sorry if there's some sounds in this video. Am I the villain for bailing on my best friend's birthday dinner because I got a better invite? I, 26, have been best friends with Jake, 27, since high school. We've always been tight, and I'd say he's one of the most reliable people I know. Jake's birthday was last weekend, and he planned a low-key dinner at a local restaurant with a few close friends. I RSVP'd yes weeks ago, and even helped him pick the spot. He was really excited because he's been going through a rough patch, recent breakup, work stress, and wanted a chill night with his core group. The day before the dinner, I got a last-minute invite to a concert from Sarah, 25, a coworker I've been crushing on for months. It was a band I've been dying to see, and she had an extra ticket because her friend bailed. She made it clear it'd just be the two of us, and I saw it as my shot to get closer to her. The concert was the same night as Jake's dinner, and I knew I couldn't do both. I decided to go to the concert and texted Jake a few hours before his dinner, saying I was feeling under the weather and I couldn't make it. I didn't mention the concert because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. The concert was awesome, and Sarah and I had a great time. Definitely some sparks there. But the next day, Jake found out through a mutual friend's Instagram story that I was at the concert. He called me out, saying he was really hurt that I lied and ditched his birthday for some girl. He said it was a small gathering, so my absence was super noticeable, and he felt like I prioritized a potential date over our friendship. That's exactly what you did. I apologized and explained that it was a rare opportunity with Sarah and the band, but he's still mad. He said I could have been honest, and that bailing last minute made him feel like he doesn't matter to me, especially when he's been down lately. My other friends are split. Some say I'm a jerk for flaking on the best friend's birthday, others say I'm allowed to pursue a crush and Jake's overreacting. I feel bad, but I also think it's not that big of a deal, since it was just a dinner. But it wasn't just a dinner. And we can hang out another time. Okay, but you could have also hung out with Sarah another time. Plus, I didn't want to miss my chance with Sarah. Again, could have happened another time. Am I the villain for choosing the concert over Jake's birthday dinner and lying about why? You absolutely are. What? You lied about it because you know he would feel bad. That in itself already should show you, what you're doing isn't a good thing to do. Now he's, already a lot more hurt than he would have been if you just were honest in the first place. But, yeah, bailing on your friend's birthday dinner, especially when you know he's been going through a rough time, when he just wanted his core group of friends and really just wanted to chill out, just villain behavior, bro. Am I the villain for locking the office fridge after someone kept stealing my lunch? I, 34, work in a small office with about 10 people. We share a communal kitchen, including one fridge. Over the past month, my lunch has been stolen 5 times. Not just random snacks, entire homemade meals I bring from home, gone, without a trace. It's not just frustrating, it's expensive and messes up my day. I mentioned it a couple of times in the group chat, hey, someone's been taking my lunches, please stop. Everyone either ignored it or sent vague messages that sucks, or people are the worst, but no one took responsibility. So I bought a mini fridge and put it under my desk. Nothing fancy, just enough to hold my meal and a drink. I also put a little lock on it just for extra peace of mind. Since then, no more stolen lunches. Well, last Friday, one of my coworkers, I'll call her Dana, 29, confronted me during lunch and said it was weird and selfish that I had a personal fridge. She said it made me look paranoid and not part of the team. I said I was tired of my food being stolen, and this was the only solution that worked. She said I should have just brought stuff I wouldn't care about losing, like snacks or microwave meals, if I was so worried. What an odd thing to say. A couple of others have now made comments don't let him see your lunch, you might lock it up, or we get it, you're special. I'm starting to feel like the weirdo in the office just for protecting my stuff. Am I the villain for locking my lunch up instead of letting this keep happening? No. And I'm pretty sure Dana's your thief, because why, okay, first of all, why is everyone bothered by the fact that you're locking up your lunch now? I don't think that's weird at all. I think what's weird is how everyone's just so okay with someone stealing someone else's lunch all the time. Do what you have to do. That's weird. What do you mean not part of a team? It's lunchtime. Keep doing what you're doing, because I bet if you concede and start putting your food back in the communal fridge, Dana is not gonna hesitate to take it, so. Am I the villain for not letting my niece near my daughter's cake? Okay, so my 26, husband's 30 family is really the only family we have. We celebrate holidays, birthdays with only them. My niece, almost 3, is a daughter to his sister. She was the first grandchild until my daughter came along, 1. Last week was my daughter's birthday, and I refused to let my niece near her cake. Background. My niece is the center of attention for every event. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, Easter. She makes everyone sing happy birthday to her whenever it's time for dessert. Even for other people's birthdays, she has to sit in their lap and have happy birthday sung to her with her name in place of whoever's birthday it is. And she needs to blow out the candles of their cake. Ugh. I just don't want to teach my daughter to do that to others, so I don't want others doing it to her. That's fair. Mind you, yes, I judge silently in my head, but I've never said anything to her or her mom. Last week was my daughter's first birthday and it was time for cake. I was sitting with my daughter in my lap and my niece confidently came over to take her place in front of the cake. I had previously told my husband to not let her do this as I wanted my daughter to have her moment and also for photos and videos, etc. So my husband picked her up and moved her away to her mom and said she's not going near the cake. My niece started screaming and wouldn't let anyone sing happy birthday as she was wailing and crying. Everyone was telling me and my husband to just let her stand in front of the cake, what's the big deal, or to let her blow out the candles, but we refused. Good on you. My mother-in-law ended up taking my niece outside so we can sing happy birthday and get it all over with. Everyone in the family said we were being ridiculous for that and it's not that serious. I agree, it's not that serious. I don't care what my sister-in-law does with her kid and how she parents, but I do feel in this situation, it was also my parenting style that would be compromised. I grew up with others blowing out my candles and honestly it felt like it took away from my special day. Might be stupid, but I want to make sure my daughter knows her day is for her and her moments are special for her. I know she's one, but I still think better to start from the beginning to set her up for future birthdays. Anyway, I don't regret my decision, but am I the villain? No. Not at all. It is your daughter's time. It doesn't matter if she's 1 year old. It doesn't matter if your niece is only almost 3. I think you should start early. She's already confidently taking other people's place. Like, when is it gonna stop? I feel like as a parent, you want to give your kids the things that you never really had a chance to have. And as OP said, like, this was something that she grew up with and felt like her moments were being taken away and she doesn't want that for her daughter, and that's perfectly okay. Plus, if they keep letting the niece do this and taking other people's moments and she starts having a tantrum every time someone says no, like, they're kind of setting her up for failure in that sense. And I know she's only 3, you know, maybe they'll stop when she gets a little bit older, but what if they don't? Not the villain. Am I the villain for pretending I wasn't done with the gym ankle strap because this girl kept asking for it? I, 23, was at the gym doing kickbacks with an ankle strap. It's one of those things that's always missing, so when you find it, you kind of have to guard it with your life. This girl came up while I was mid-set and asked, "Are you almost done?" I said not yet. I still had a set left. Totally fine, whatever. But then like 2 minutes later, she asked again. I was literally just resting between sets, and she kept hovering nearby, glancing over like she was waiting for me to hurry up. It started to annoy me, so even though I was actually done, I told her I still had 1 more to go. I stretched it out a bit and stayed there longer than I needed to just because she was being low-key rude and impatient. Eventually, she walked off and I put the strap back. My friend thinks I was being petty and should have just given it to her, but I feel like she was being pushy and kind of entitled. I didn't owe her the strap the second I was done, right? Am I the villain? I'm gonna say yeah. You kind of did owe her the strap the second you were done because she asked for it. I get how it could be annoying and frustrating to have somebody like kind of hovering nearby and kind of glancing over at you, but I don't think she was trying to rush you. I think she just wanted to make sure she got it when you were done and that nobody else came in instead. I think what you did was petty and immature. That was just unnecessary. Yes, you're the villain. Am I the villain for lying to my roommate about being on a date because she always shows up uninvited? I, 21, am currently studying for my bachelor's degree and share a room in a shared house with my friend Emma, 20. Emma is really nice and sweet, and we get along super easily as housemates and in general. I also like hanging out with Emma outside of our house friend group. We go on cute little coffee dates, study together in the library, etc. The problem is, while I do love hanging out with Emma, she's also super clingy and is always crashing my plans with other friends when she knows about them. And she almost always knows because she constantly asks what I've got going on. I've talked to her about this, but every time she brushes it off with something like, "Oh, sorry, I was just nearby and wanted to say hi and then someone asked me to stay." She's not lying. Someone always says, "You should join us," because it would be weird and rude not to, but she always accepts and the amount she shows up is getting kind of weird. Last night, I really wanted my space and time with my other friends, so when she asked what I was going to do later, I told her I had a date with a guy from Tinder, even though really I was going to a bar with some girls from my course. When I got home, I could hear her crying. I went to go check on her and she told me she'd seen one of the other girls' Insta stories with me at the bar and knew I'd been lying about the date to avoid her. I tried to explain I didn't mean to hurt her and just wanted more of my own life, but she just got more upset. It's awfully convenient that she doesn't happen to run into you when she thinks it's a date. She knows what she's doing, and she was lying to you by saying, oh, I was just in the area. Today she hasn't talked to me at all and wasn't at her usual study spot in the library. I know I upset her, and I honestly didn't mean or want to, but I don't know what else I could have done. I love hanging out with her. I just need friends and time of my own too. I don't know what to do because Emma never listens when I try to tell her I need some space. So am I the villain? How do I get my space and keep our friendship without being the villain? I'm gonna say no, you're not the villain. But I also think you should call her out directly. You say you brought it up to her and she brushes it off by saying, oh, I was just nearby and wanted to say hi. But when you tell her it's a date, she isn't nearby. You know, like the one time that you're like, oh, I'm on a date and not hanging out with friends is the one time she doesn't happen to be nearby. I would call her out on that. Like, it's pretty obvious what she's doing here. And the fact that she was crying about it and said that you lied to me about where you were, like, it doesn't matter where you were. Okay? You don't have to tell her everything that you're doing all the time, alright? She knew that you were trying to avoid her, which means that she knows that you know what she's up to. So I would just call her out on it and say, hey, that's not okay. I have my own life too. I love hanging out with you, but sometimes I just want time with my other friends. I feel like this person puts it pretty well. Not the villain. It seems like you've expressed how you felt multiple times and she is ignoring it. I'm a little worried of how attached she seems to you. She should also be seeing other friends and having a life outside of you. As for how to get your space, it's going to be tricky. You need to have a sincere, straightforward conversation with her, and she needs to take your boundaries seriously. And if she repeatedly steps over the line, you are not the villain. I mean, you're already not the villain, but I can see why she's upset about the lie. For you to go out with a group of girls, and she probably feels super excluded. At your age, it can feel so much worse than it actually is. You could apologize for lying about it, but also explain why you felt the need to lie. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, do I even feel bad for her? Not really, because she's the one imposing on you. It just kind of sucks that you're in this situation because it's a roommate situation and you can't, like, move out or anything. So you do want to keep the peace, but yeah, she should have her own life. It's not up to you to make friends for her. She can't just take over all of your hangouts like that. That's not cool. It's crossing boundaries. So yeah, not the villain. Alrighty, well, that is all I have for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this content or if you like me, go ahead and subscribe and I will see you next time. Okay, bye!